Today, we're gonna be installing a mod on the Golf R that I never really knew I needed. When it comes to a car like this, you can do a lot of different mods that make this car a lot better, such as an intake. Of course, you have upgraded turbos, downpipes, tunes, etc. The list goes on. But in my hands, I have a $40 mod that helps fix a super annoying problem on these cars. If you're unfamiliar with these cars or the MQB platform in general, they have something called ground wires on the ignition coils. And this is what they look like right here. These little straps on the ignition coils, those are the ground wires. Now you might think those things look normal and are totally unproblematic, but let me tell you why the community hates them. To get to the spark plugs, of course, you have to take the ignition coils off, which requires you to take off each and every stud here with the ground wires. First off, you have a double nutted stud, which is pretty annoying to get off, especially when the ground wire is sandwiched in between them. But the real problem is when you try to loosen these things, it usually spins the ground wire, as you can see right there, which can oftentimes rip them, and then you're cooked. It's also quite common that people cross thread these stud holes. Like this one, I'm pretty sure is kind of on its way there. And it just makes doing a simple spark plug job way more complicated than it needs to be. So our solution is a coil grounding kit, which is right here in this package. It's basically a bunch of wires that makes this entire situation going on over there a lot cleaner, and you don't have to worry about taking out the studs every single time. Damn, all right, this is exactly what we need. Before I give you guys a closer look, make sure to go down below and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. And of course, we're going full steam ahead on the Golf R content, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. Anyways, this right here is our coil grounding kit. You kind of can't see because it's in the bag, but it includes a whole bunch of things that we need to essentially delete all these coil grounding straps here on the actual ignition coils. Damn, bro, why is this one bent already, man? Like all the other ones are super straight. This one's bent. I hope it's not a problem at all. So inside this kit is everything we need to install this coil grounding kit, thankfully. So we have the main wire right here, which we're going to be hooking everything up to. I mean, some of these things are kind of bent, but I guess they're pretty malleable, but the quality feels pretty heavy duty, so I'm super happy. This is the main grounding point, which is going to go on our chassis. And then we have 4 of these little plugs that are going to plug into the actual ignition coils on the car. Now in the smaller bag, we have basically the rest of the hardware. So these little keys right here are called like de-pinning keys, I believe. Those keys are what you use to de-pin the actual wire from the ignition coil plug, and then you can plug in the new wire that we just got. So we're gonna give that a try. Then we have a few washers down here and some replacement bolts as well, which we may or may not use depending on if I have the bit for this. There's a bunch of different kits on the market. I know EQT has one, which is honestly pretty expensive, but I got this kit from AliExpress for a whopping $40, which is honestly an amazing price, especially because it comes with everything we need to install this on the car today. So first we're gonna mock up this main wire on the car, and then we'll get to disassembling and installing the entire kit and get this thing done. So in terms of mocking up our wire right here, our main ground point we're gonna tap into is right here. I'll show you guys a better look of that soon. But as you can see, the main wires that go to the ignition coils are all a different length. So I'm probably gonna run it something like this underneath the coolant reservoir here, and then this will just go on here, and then from here we're gonna go, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna try my best, something like that. And of course we're gonna keep it away from the downpipe, but this is kind of what it's gonna be like. That was probably super hard to see, but right down here, that little black thing right there is a grounding point. You can already see that there's a factory ground for something else. I'm not too sure what that is, but that's what we're gonna tap into, and there's already a whole bunch of different slots for, you know, an additional wire. So that main part is gonna go in there. First off, let's get the existing ground wires off. Then we'll get to de-pinning everything and hopefully hooking it up without any issues. This is a prime example of why these things need to go. If you see right here, this thing just spins, right? Both of the nuts just spin together because this one, I think, is probably slightly cross-threaded. It shouldn't be able to do that. It should be stiff, right? But you can freely just move this thing like it's butter. That's ridiculous. Things like that can affect your ground, which of course will affect your ignition, could cause misfires, stuff you don't want. So that's why I want to get rid of all these little things that could mess up my car and replace it with something better. And that's why I pull out the hose pliers, hold this thing tightly in place, and just like butter, it comes off. There we go. So unclipping the plugs here are not the easiest thing to do, and I really dislike it. And I also have a broken one here on cylinder 3. But usually what I do here is get like a right angled pick, as you can see right here. And this is what I'll use to kind of pry these things off. You can basically slip this thing underneath here, push up on the tab, and it should come out. It hurts your fingers every time, dude. There we go. That's one. That's two. This is not fun. Come on. Come on. Oh, there you go. Ouch. Pretty easy. Okay. Now to kind of get this little shield off here, we're just gonna try and pry. Oh, I don't want to break this thing, man. It's so delicate. There we go. Okay, you kind of just need to get one side. Come on. There we go. Oh my gosh. So now that we have the actual connector exposed, we need to get this little purple thing off right here. So let me see if I can slide this off. Oh, that's super easy. Purple slides off here. We're just gonna put them up here. So now, as you can see here, this is our wire for the ground here, and it's in this last pin on the right here. So I'm gonna figure out which key we need to use. That kind of goes in. Oh, this is the one, yep. If you pop it through all the way, oh yeah, this thing gets pushed right out. No problem. There we go. So here's the existing ground wire, which easily came out once we pushed the key inside the connector right there. But damn, that was a lot easier than I expected. Let's do the rest. Ow, fudge. Then we take the main wire and we're gonna put them in the pins that we actually just took those ground wires out of. Okay, so now you wanna go ahead and start off with the smallest one here, closest to the coolant reservoir. So this one here is our cylinder 1, and you wanna put it with this flat side facing up. Put it in here until you hear that click. Okay, I heard it. It looks good here. Give it a little tug to see if it comes back out. That one's good. And let's do the rest. Pop her in there. As you can see, everything here is properly lined up. Then we have this wire, which is what it's gonna route to, and it's gonna just go right down there. And we're gonna kind of button this up, zip tie stuff, make it look nice, and then we'll finally get it attached to the ground right there. Bro, the stupid little thing came off. The little tab, I guess, that goes onto the grounder. As soon as I finished buttoning everything up, this thing came off. So I'm gonna figure out how I can get that on without causing any issues, but that's just so annoying. If you're new to working on cars, I'll tell you this, something will always go wrong. It never goes 100% smoothly. Something always goes wrong. And this is something that I'm not 100% sure if I can fix right now. I'm gonna try my best, but it isn't the best thing to happen, but it's okay. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna unclip the ground right here and then kind of figure it out from there. Okay, so on this little thing here, there should be some clips. Let me see if I can kind of just see what I'm looking at here. There should be some clips like this. Okay, that's one. Can I spin this? No. It's kind of hard to see, but there's little clips here that you can get off. I already got one here. Okay, that's a toughy one, bro. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. Oh, there we go. And there's one more. That's good enough. That's good enough. Then you can grab a little 10 mil wrench here, put it on top, and get this thing out of here. Okay, just came back from Canadian Tire. I got some heat shrinkable little ring terminals there, and then some more heat shrink just in case. I do have a wire stripper, but I went ahead and copped a little multi-purpose one just in case this one doesn't work. It fits on perfectly. So we have the right size. Now we're just gonna basically strip off this heat shield here and the insulation on the wire, and then we could be able to put them together and we're good to go. So this right here is a 12 to 10 gauge. I think it might be a little bit too small for this wire right here, but we're still gonna try and make it work. I'm not the best at wiring, so it's funny how I have to do all this kind of stuff right now, but I'm just gonna jam this thing in here. And worst case scenario, we can swap it out down the line. These things are not expensive at all. Now that everything's all good with this, let's put it on the stud and we should be good to go. Now that that's tightened up, before we go ahead and button everything up, I'm gonna plug these back in and just make sure the car turns on, and then later on, we'll make this whole thing look pretty. So the new hardware that comes with this kit actually uses an Allen key in the top, which I don't really think I want to go with. So for the sake of getting this done, I'm just going to be reusing the studs that I have here, which is just a 10 mil. And then I'll probably get some better looking hardware down the line. Okay, everything's buttoned up for the most part. Let's go ahead and start the car and see if everything is good. Okay, here we go. Beauty. Absolute beauty. Perfect, 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 perfect. And just like that, we have a grounding kit installed. Now that we know that everything is good, I'm gonna come back to you guys in a bit, button everything up and show you guys how the engine bay looks. Now it's the next day. I finished up everything in the engine bay. Let's take a look. So there we have it. The grounding kit is finished. As you can see, no more wires to deal with on each ignition coil. We actually have the big harness, I guess, back here that comes around. And I mean, this part is it's kind of iffy, but it just kind of goes here around the coolant reservoir right here to the actual grounding point. So, I mean, that was the cleanest I could get it to look right now. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it, but doing that alone just made certain maintenance items on this car a lot easier to perform. And honestly, this car is already a mixed match of a whole bunch of different things, so I'm not too worried about how this actually looks. But let me know what you guys think and how you would make it cleaner. I might have to revisit this in the future to kind of make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But that's really all there is to it. That's how you install a grounding kit on a Golf R or GTI, and I'm super satisfied with the results. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I'm pretty sure this is my first time doing something a little bit more technical when it comes to the wiring and electrical stuff on this car, so I hope I did okay and you guys could follow along easily. Now listen, you and I both know I'm not an expert, but I learn as I go, as you guys should too at home. So I hope in general you enjoyed the video and the install on the Golf R. If you haven't already, go down below and hit the subscribe button for more content on the Golf R coming in the near future. Winter is just around the corner, so we're gonna have to figure out something with that. But I will say, working on this car and figuring new things out is so much fun. Yes, I could have definitely chosen an easier car to work on, but it's challenging, it's fun, and you know what? It's really satisfying at the end of the day. With all that being said, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.